The gym was packed with students, their laughter echoing off the walls. The annual school talent show was supposed to be a chance for kids to shine, but today, it had a cruel twist. Next up, a broken bar. Emma and Ella Carter, the MC announced, barely hiding a smirk. A hush swept over the audience. Everyone knew the Carter twins. Quiet, wore second-hand clothes, always kept to themselves. Some kids said they lived in a trailer on the edge of town. Most had never heard them speak, let alone sing. Backstage, Mr. David Carter, a single dad with worn boots and tired eyes, watched nervously from the doorway. He'd taken time off his third job to be there. He wasn't sure what his daughters had planned, only that they'd begged him to come. Emma and Ella stepped onto the stage, clutching a shared mic, trembling. A group of boys near the front snickered. It was a setup. Someone had dared them to sing, told them they'd become famous, but only to laugh at them later. David knew that kind of cruelty. He'd been the poor kid once, too. Emma opened her mouth, a broken bar, and began to sing, her voice pure, soulful, haunting a cut through the noise. Ella joined in, harmonizing effortlessly. The room, once buzzing with anticipation for a train wreck, fell silent. Every note rose like a prayer full of pain, hope, and something else. Resilience. You could hear the air change. Teachers froze. Students stopped mid-scroll on their phones. Even the principal removed her glasses, blinking back tears. When the final note faded, no one clapped at first. Not because it wasn't good, because it was too beautiful to shatter with noise. Then someone stood, clapped. Then another, and another. The gym erupted in a standing ovation. But the twins didn't smile. They looked down, shy and unsure. Until their eyes filled with tears. He rushed to the stage, scooped them into his arms, and whispered, "I've never been so proud." What no one knew was that the night before, David had found them crying. They didn't want to sing, they knew it was a joke, but he told them, "Sometimes you've got to show the world who you are, even if they're not ready." And they had. By Monday, the video had gone viral. A local radio station invited them to perform. Donations poured in for music lessons. A Canadian vocal coach offered free mentoring. Even a label rep from LA reached out. But more than fame or followers, something deeper changed. The boys who mocked them apologized publicly. A quiet kindness spread through the school. People began seeing and not just hearing of the Carter twins. David went back to work the next week, the same worn boots on his feet. But something was different. He walked taller. He had always believed in his girls. And now, the world did too. Moral: sometimes the loudest voices come from the quietest hearts. When given a chance, even those mocked can move the world to silence. With nothing but truth and a song. Message: believe in those who are overlooked. Support them, even when the world tries to laugh, because a single act of courage, wrapped in love, can echo far beyond a stage. By the end of the week, Emma and Ella's lives had completely changed, but in ways far more meaningful than fame. The school counselor, Miss Landon, pulled them aside during lunch. "Girls," she said gently, "you've inspired this whole campus. I've had 5 students sign up for the talent show next year, students who never dared before. That's because of you." Emma looked down, fingers fidgeting with the hem of her worn sweater. "We didn't mean to inspire any a broken bar, but you did," Miss Landon said. "Just by being brave." Word spread fast beyond their small town in Kentucky. A morning talk show in New York invited them to perform live. They had never been on a plane before. Their father took his first vacation in years just to go with Emma, borrowing a suit jacket from a neighbor. On the show, the host asked, "Where did you learn to sing like that?" Ella smiled at her dad. "We sing when we're scared," Dad always said. "When the world feels heavy, sing louder." The audience was silent. Then someone started to cry. Another stood up and clapped. The twins sang again, this time a soft gospel melody that David used to hum when making dinner after a long shift. The world saw not just 2 gifted girls, but a story of resilience, love, and a father who never let poverty define his children's worth. Back home, their trailer park looked the same but felt different. Neighbors brought over pies, shoes, and instruments. One elderly woman handed David an envelope with $100 and whispered, "This is for their future. I believe in them." David refused. humbly. But the woman insisted. "Don't think of it as charity. Think of it as thanks for reminding us that there's still good in this world." Soon after, the town's mayor declared it Carter Family Day, inviting the twins to sing at the town hall's reopening. That night, under strings of lights and open sky, Emma and Ella sang with confidencia, not for applause, but for community, for every kid who ever felt small, for every parent who gave everything, even when they had nothing. And when the music ended, David wasn't backstage. He stood right in front, hands clasped, eyes misty, heart full. Final scene: months later, a letter arrived in their mailbox. It was from a prestigious music academy in Toronto, Canada, full scholarship, housing included. It read, "We were moved not only by your voices, but by your story. You remind us that talent is everywhere, yet only needs someone to believe in it." David read the letter 3 times, then he walked outside, looked up at the stars, and said quietly, "Thank you." He wasn't sure who he was thanking, maybe God, maybe the universe, maybe the brave hearts of his little girls. But for the first time in years, he allowed himself to believe via broken bar that the best was yet to come. Closing message: you never know what someone is carrying in silence. All it takes is one moment of courage to change everything, and behind every brave child at broken bar is someone who believed in them first.